Folks, welcome back to the Way Concept presented by The Ring. And today I am sitting with the WBC lightweight world champion. He is set to defend his belts in Louis Armstrong Stadium on July 12th in one of two big main events against William Zepeda. It is none other than Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, what's up, baby?
Up, my guy?
How you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm good. Just got out the gym working.
I heard today was another day of training. I mean, everybody asks this question. It's the typical, media member to fighter question, but how's training camp going?
It's been good, I
Yeah.
think it's one of the best camps that I done had. I think we ready. We ready.
Yeah.
So ready to perform.
It feels like you got a different mindset for this fight and definitely a chip on your shoulder in this one. And you've almost answered every question that I've heard you talk about this fight with, not that you have anything to prove, but something you want to prove in this one. What does this fight mean for your career, for your legacy, and for potentially being a breakout superstar here?
I think this fight means everything. I think that Zapeda is a hell of a fighter. He's going to bring the best out of me. So um, you up the competition with somebody like me, and I'm going to up the level also. So I think the fans and everybody going to see the greatest version of me, and I can't wait to show it.
Yeah, everybody's talked about Zapeta and his volume punching, his forward pressure, and they've spoken about it almost like it's potentially going to be more of a problem for you. I look at it as more of an opportunity for you, as more of
I
a
think
reason for you to be able to showcase your skills. Go ahead.
I think so too. I think that a lot of people gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, but a guy like Zapata, he has 27 knockouts, right?
Mm.
I have 11 knockouts, right?
Yep, 23-0, 11 knockouts.
I punch harder than him. I punch harder than him, and I think that on fight night, that's what's gonna be the biggest difference between me and him.
Like that. Now, when it comes to this fight, you know, there's been a lot of talk recently about big stars in boxing and how you perform on the biggest stages. We've seen some fighters recently not perform right in front of the biggest eyes. This is, I wouldn't say, yeah, you know what it is. It's in your backyard. It's right there. Obviously, you got a lot of people coming. Is there any more pressure on you in this fight, or do you just again just feel like it's more of an opportunity to let your star shine?
Fuck pressure. Pressure don't exist. Pressure only exists if you make it.
Mm.
Pressure comes from the mental and the imaging of what you see. So if you believe that um, there's pressure and all of that kind of stuff, then you're gonna feel it and you're gonna act like it. But me, I don't feel no pressure. I'm fully prepared. I trust in my training. Um, I know that on fight night, I'm the better fighter, and it will show.
You're talking a lot about the mental side of this. Speak more to that. It feels like obviously you're locked in for every fight, but I don't know. This one just feels like to me it's the first time we're speaking one on one, but in all your interviews, you just feel locked into a different level this time around.
Yeah, it's a chip on my shoulder. A lot of people been saying that I'm not the guy. I'm not as good as everybody say. I'm overrated. I heard a whole bunch of stuff, and now everybody got to stand on what they said. They got to see come July 12th that I am the best fighter in the sport of boxing, and I will show it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how anybody could call you overrated. We're talking about a three-weight world champ, Olympian. That's insane. But with that, and I guess in your mind, something to prove, chip on your shoulder. You are sharing this card with a ton of big name fighters, all looking to put their name out there and get their opportunity to step up. What about your performance is going to stand out from everybody else on fight night?
I think that I'm the show. I think I'm the guy that everybody wants to see. I think that the fans been waiting for me to get into a fight with somebody that's on a high skill level and somebody that's a high level opponent. So
And
that's who they're going
someone that brings it to you as well, right? Someone that brings it to you because
to. Scared. He's not scared. He's gonna come in there and give it his all, and that's just gonna create more opportunities for Bell to ask. So we will show fight night.
so what we saying? Straight up, we just gonna say it's a knockout.
It can be. It can be. That's the thing that nobody will bet that. Nobody will bet no money on that.
So
Nobody will.
you're telling me now to bet my money on it. Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
not telling you to bet, but I am telling you, don't be surprised.
Okay, I like it, man. I like it. There's been a lot of talk recently, and I wanted your thoughts on this mainly because it's a big point of contention right now in boxing. This no running rule. Have you seen some of the stuff going around about this?
Yeah, I seen some of it. It's disappointing to see.
Tell me why. Talk to me.
I mean, I just know guys like Muhammad Ali
Mm,
that that done lived through their entire careers, and they believed in float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
right.
I know that they looking down on stuff like that, and they're probably very disappointed on who's coming up with that kind of stuff. But movement is a part of boxing. Sugar Ray
For sure.
Leonard, you could go back like through the history books on the guys that use movement when it comes down to boxing. Floyd Mayweather, sometimes me. So I think it's just disappointing to see. I can't commend that shit.
I understand. And I think too there's a difference between the way and everybody's out talking about who they want to point the finger at as who's the reason for stuff like that. I don't see the way you fight as being that kind of style at all. I think I see you as moving, but I see you setting traps. I see you being able to create offense off defense and vice versa. That is the sport, right? That's the sweet science.
Yes. I don't think I'm a mover.
You can move.
I can move.
Exactly. I don't think you're a consistent just circler or anything like that, but I think you have the ability to set things up and then drop the hammer. I think that you can stand in front of, I mean, I just watched you stand right in front of Josh Badley and beat him up. Like it's not, I don't think that anybody is looking at you when they talk about that. I just always asked, because I've asked a couple of guys so far what they thought about it. People have different opinions on it, but it'll be interesting to see how that whole thing goes down. But speaking of this July 12th card, you're one half of the main event. What do you see on the other side from William Zepeda? Is there anything? Obviously, you don't want to give away game plan stuff on your side, but what do you see out of him when you see him at the press conference, when you see him at the face off? Is there anything you can read off of him so far?
He's exactly what I think he is. He's coming in shape. He's coming to give it his all. You know that he's going to bring everything he got, and he's been kind of waiting for this opportunity for his entire lifetime. But sometimes when you kind of anxious and you ready to jump in, you're gonna run into something that you don't like, and I think that's what sometimes he. I mean, I don't think he's very prepared for what's gonna come back.
When
He's
you say
more that I'm gonna just move around the ring and like the fans kind of hype it up and say that I'm a runner, so they kind of think that, but I'm just as much as a fighter as he is. So
I love it, man. So you think he thinks you're going to be super defensive, not really engage with him, try to hit and move, and you're potentially depending on again, it's a fight. You never know what happens, but you're prepared for whatever essentially.
you can't fight a guy like that with moving all around the ring the entire time because if you do, you will end up losing. So I know that. So he know that too.
Yeah. When you see your fight being one of the main events, there's another one as well, right? We have Hamza Shiraz, Edgar Berlanga. I know you and Edgar are good buddies. Obviously, both of you want to represent New York, New Jersey. What does that fight do you think look like?
I think Edgar probably gonna knock him out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean Hamza is coming up to 168.
I think Edgar got the punching power, so that's why I picked.
Edgar by knockout. What do you think about the ring? 18 by 18 is what I heard, and then I've also by the way, I just saw this. This happened like 20 minutes ago on Twitter. Edgar adding Turkey Al Sheikh and saying maybe it's not 18 by 18. I don't. We'll just operate on it being an 18 by 18 ring because that's what everybody's been saying. What do you think about that?
I don't think that shit matters. When I came up, I kind of came up in like a little ass small ring, where you barely could even move. So you gotta learn how to fight right there in that little circle. So nah, I don't think that shit matters.
Well, I do want to ask you one more thing, and this is on a question on one of the guys that also works at the ring. Why'd you have to do my man Cop like that, bro?
Cause he be hating. He a big ass hater. You gotta stop being a hater. Like, it's cool to like do your job and
Right.
like I don't got no issue with that. But when you kind of like purposely go out there and try to attack somebody and assassinate people's character, but when you
Mm.
see people are friendly, like, oh, Shakur, this, Shakur, and I'm just not that kind of guy. I can't fake it. I can't be nobody that's like fake and just be cool with that shit. Like, you
Yeah.
don't fuck with me.
And what is it? Just the way he's covered your career? You're not a big fan of?
Now it's the way that he do things. Like when I was watching, I watch him. The fans, I want to say they posted something, right? I'll just give you a little example.
Sure, sure.
They posted something. They said that Edgar was the main event. The fans kind of criticized them for doing that, and
Oh, you're right. I remember this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember this because I mean, you're WBC lightweight champion of the world. How does it really work? I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and when Cop kind of went up there, he kind of like defended it. But as he's defending it, he's talking shit about me. Oh, Shakur got booed and blah blah. Like, and then it's like when I see you and I get on a plane next to you, the whole time you up there like a fan.
Wait,
Oh,
you were on the plane with him?
I my last fight when I fought in Saudi, he was right next to me on the plane. He was literally like both of us right next to each other. He the whole time like Shakur, this and he's acting like a fan and shit. So it's like, which one you want to be? Like I can't
Right.
fake. I'm not no guy that's gonna play fake with nobody.
Right. No, I I did not know that part. All right. Well, listen. I know you've had a long day of training. Let's do this really quick. Let's give again without giving game plan away. You walk into Louis Armstrong. By the way, before we get there, Louis Armstrong Stadium. I don't think I've ever seen a boxing match inside a tennis stadium. I know that's not going to affect you, but how cool is that for you to be able to do kind of one of the first things, especially in New York?
I think that's amazing. I think making history, being the first person to fight there, and now I got to do my job and I got to put the performance on and make sure that I leave my stain, I leave my name on top of that stadium. Shakur Stevenson was the first person to fight at that stadium, and the performance that he had was amazing. That's what I want to hear for the next upcoming years.
I like that. I like that. Now, I know you get this question a lot, and I'm sure you're tired of answering it, but you don't want to overlook William. I get that, but with all the things that are going on right now at 135, potentially at 140, who knows? But there's a lot of big names out there. Who does Shakur Stevenson over the next year and a half look at down the line if there is a way to kind of envision that? Who do you see stepping in the ring with you?
I ain't even gonna say it because I feel like everybody know who I want to fight. I done said it 100 times.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, but yeah, yeah.
It's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. So right now,
Do
I'm
you
focused.
think do you think it happens?
It all depends on that person. That guy, he's the guy who makes it happen, man.
Why don't I know you said it a bunch of times. Why don't you like saying his name?
Cause he act like a girl. Like if you say his name, it's like he thinks somebody's chasing after him or something. So all that girl shit, I try not to get into.
So we'll leave it there. But tell me this. We get to July 12th. All the media obligations are done. You don't have to look at guys like me anymore and answer our dumb questions. You get to go out there and do what you do. You step in the ring and you look across from William Zepeda. The bell rings. What happens?
Belt. I pull out my belt and I beat the shit out of him. Just keep beating them all night until the referee jumps in or somebody jumps in to save you.
All right, I volunteer as tribute. I'll jump in and save. Appreciate you, Shakur. Thanks, man. I'll see you on fight week. Have a good rest of your camp. I know you're right here at the end of it. Uh, Obviously, big prayers to you and all the fighters. I'm big on that. So hope you guys are safe, and I'll see you on fight week. Thanks for doing this, man.
Appreciate you, man.